Hi guys, it's bullet planner time again. It was going to be a bullet journal week this week, but unfortunately I'm having a little bit of a bullet journal crisis, which you may have worked out if you follow me on Instagram, and I thought I would have learned by now, but apparently not. Anyway, I'm not going to focus on that, I'm going to focus on planning. Last week I used a vertical EC kit, a full one, and I really liked how it turned out and I had lots of feedback, and so I decided this week I would do the same thing. So I'm using a full kit from Planner. It is not the one I had originally intended. I have been holding a rainy days kit from Planner for a long time and I wanted to use it in April, but this week is meant to be really hot, so I'm going with this kit instead, which is one that I just like. It's slightly springy, it's slightly focused around just being me really, and I quite liked it, even though it's not necessarily the sort of thing I would normally go for. If you've watched a lot of my videos and seen a lot of my posts on Instagram, you'll know that I've been using mainly deluxe mini kits from Planner in this planner. There's been a couple of weeks where I've used that kit and then pinched bits from the full kit. This week I'm going to use the full kit and pinch bits from the deluxe mini kit. And planning using a full kit is still a little bit alien, so if this turns into quite a long video, I'm sorry. I may pause, go and do other bits and then come back just to try and shorten it as well, because I'm a bit conscious of that. So lots of lovely sheets. The boxes here, the checklist boxes, I've trimmed in half already because I'm more likely to use a 3 checklist sort of down here than I am a 6 checklist, and anything that I've got left over will end up in the planner that I got bought for my birthday by my husband. So I'm quite happy to have leftover bits as well, hence why I'm using 2 of the same kit-ish. Anyway, I'll stop talking, I'll start putting down stickers. So again, I'm going for the long washi strip along here because I quite like that, because while it is dead space, that bit, I mean it's not dead space, it's space that I can use for other things. I just quite like the pretty, and as I'm being quite functional with my bullet journal these days, really functional, this has sort of become my pretty planning. Oh my days. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that now. It's too wide, I can't trim it, I'm having a faff, I'm not going to bother. I suppose the only issue with doing this is if the washi strips like this one are designed to have the patterns sort of like at this end and this end, it won't work. In the Erin Condren, this strip kind of fits on the left hand side, this one fits on the right hand side, so that may bother some of you. I'm not bothered. Work next week is going to be great fun. It's parents' evening next week, which I always really like. So I'm just going to sketch this in for now. My times in school. Oh, that's depressing. Oh, let's make it nice and easy the rest of the week. This first week back has been raining. I don't know how I'm going to make it through next week, if I'm honest. We've hit the ground running and then some, I think is the best way to describe this week. So I have decided I'm going to put these along the bottom. And I'm going to use the paler half of each box, so you get a paler ombre. And I'm now saying lots. I did have like the full box in my planner last week. Do a quick look, and I'm not using it. Like 3 is enough, so I'm going back to using 3. And before, when I've used bits of full kits alongside others in here, I've had like meal tracking stickers and stuff like that. I've put those across what I've referred to as the dead space at the top. But that washi is quite pretty, so I'm going to try and stack them down the bottom as well. So my my words are not coming out right. My meal trackers, my water trackers, my TV icons, things like that will all go down here. So this is like the functional bit for the day, and all those other things. So this is becoming more of like, bits of this are being used in the same way I used to use my EC vertical. So when you have your 3 boxes, I used to have one that was like to-dos, one that was like the functional bits of the day, and one that was like journey type comments. So this is like my to-dos and my time tracking, and then this bit becomes my, no, this bit is my functional bit, this becomes my to-dos and my journaling. I know what I mean, even if I'm not getting my words out as normal. Right, the bits I'm going to borrow out of the deluxe mini kit is from the deluxe add-on, because I love this green here, and I just wanted to add it across the top, because this bit is one of the bits that I kind of missed last week. That makes sense. I like having that decoration up there, and last week I didn't, as you can see, and it just felt like it was missing something, so I wanted to put it in this week, and I knew I wouldn't necessarily have it in the full kit. I don't know if I'll borrow anything else or whether I'll just stick with that one strip for now, but that's what I'll do. So, excuse me. I am going to put this box down at the bottom. And I am going to use, now this is a problem. Like, using the deluxe mini kit, I was like, yeah, I'm going to use that there, that there, that there. And now I've got too many stickers and I don't know what to do myself. So I will put down my tracking type stickers, and I'm going to sort of stack from the bottom up, so to speak. So I'll do water and food, and then I can go in with anything else afterwards. And this is the sort of tracking that I don't really do in my bullet journal anymore. My bullet journal has become quite functional and also more journally. I finally got myself an HP sprocket, which was super exciting, and so I obviously put photos in my bullet journal. I'm kind of making more of an effort to do like script writing and things, and just have a bit of downtime at the end of the day. If you do follow me on Instagram, and you totally should because I'm currently running a giveaway, you will have seen I've tried changing some habits at the end of the day. So I have been, for a few months, been doing quite well at the end of the day, checking in with my planner, going through what I have done, what I've still got to do, checking in on my trackers. I've got myself going with quite a good evening planner routine, I would say. But the problem has been, I kind of do everything at the desk. The office, the front room, is like my space, it's my territory. And so I'll deal with things I want to do, and then I'll go back to work afterwards. And so the theory is that my planner routine is the last thing I do in the evening, and I go to bed. And that wasn't happening, because I do my planner routine and then I'll carry on working because I was at my desk and it seemed completely legit. So I have got a little laptop lap stand, and I take my bullet journal to bed and I do my planner check-in in bed, and then it means I've actually stopped, and that's worked really quite effectively. And yeah, I've quite enjoyed it, having my little cosy spot. Hence why I've posted it quite a few times recently. TV. Come on. There we go. And no, that's it. There are some bill due stickers somewhere because there is one on Monday. It's like my final bill for the month. All go out in one fell swoop, and that's it. I have no money after that. So I'll tuck that in there. Now that to me feels like much more an effective use of that space. That's the kind of the functional stuff that was all over the place. It's now nice and neatly together. There we go, that's really boring of me. Dates might help. So Monday is the, yeah, it is 16th. Just had to double check. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. There we go. Right. I need to do up here. I forgot my pens. I'm just going to pause, run and get my pens, and then I will be back. Sorry, had to go and grab my fine liners because I've been using those increasingly, and they weren't to hand. They were, unsurprisingly, upstairs where I have been doing my evening check-in with my planner. There we go. So, the good bits down the side. I've kind of kept up with my good bits this week. I kind of haven't. It's kind of been pretty bad, really. So I'm going to go in as always and do like a highlighter header, and yeah, counting will happen because it's 4 squares and I have to count them, as we know by now. Okay. How many days is that? That's 4. So if you haven't seen any of my other videos, I just like to be able to have an overview of something good that's happened each day, which is something I tried to do when I use my passion planner quite a lot, when I could. So that will be my days, which I will write in shortly, and then I know on here we have gratitude as a header, and I never use it. But this isn't, no, it's not really gratitude. It isn't, it's the good bits. I'm going to do something different this week. I'm going to take one of these quarter boxes and kind of do a little bit of a, I'm just going to write it in there rather than doing a big fancy header. What have I done with my pen? Oh, I had it. Oh, there it is. There it is. I put it to one side. I put it away. So this will be my good bits for the week. No, sorry, just having another pause, another think. I know it takes a long time. I haven't written my week in, so it is the 16th to the 22nd of April this week. So I've been using, see, I didn't do this either last week where I had my sort of my nice coloured bit. I don't know what it is, I just like having this as like a big, this is the week thing. There we go. Now, just thinking, I could put my habit tracker up here and mix it up and then have like just a box for this week because I like having that weekly thing. Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's pause for now. Pause there. Flip over and do some of this page. So I'm going to go in with my date covers, and I really like these. They are really nice date covers. Not what else to say, really. I'm going to skip Thursday up there and then go down here for Thursday, because I like having the whole weekend here. I didn't do that last week, and it was fine, but I quite liked doing that way around, so we'll do it that way around. I'm mumbling to myself now as well, sorry. This isn't... I always think I know what I'm going to say, and I'm like, yeah, I'll talk about this, and I'll talk about this, and this week is definitely one of those weeks where I'm just like, what? Hello? I don't know what word's coming out of my mouth. And then I'll put my weekend banner there. And then some of these are slightly thicker bits, so I'm going to stick this one in here. Yeah. Flip it back round. I'm going to do a slightly rosy bit there, like that. So, that bit's that, that's that, that's that. Sorry. Sometimes the brain wanders in very bizarre places and it's very hard to keep up with. I'm going to put this one down here because it's slightly crafty. You know, the scissors, the camera, everything else, and Thursday's like my big check-in day. It wasn't this week. Thursday was our wedding anniversary, so I've kind of been trying to catch up around myself and do other things. I'm going to tuck that one down on Sunday. That little computer for worky stuff. I'm going to pop this one in here for a little bit of like self-love, self-care type stuff for now. So these will probably end up in all the other boxes as the week goes on. That's just the way it goes. And I think I'm going to go with green around the edge this time. I don't think I've done green, have I? No, I haven't. I'm going to pause and do that because we really don't need to see that. All I do is go around the edge with the flat end of my mild liner and then draw through the middle with a thinner end. So I will pause. So I think it just does something to the spreads by putting the colour around the edge, which is why I do it. I like it. So that will be my daily setup, and it kind of ends up being sort of a list and then sort of journaly stuff underneath. And sometimes I use lots of stickers and sometimes I don't. It kind of just depends on how I feel on the day. So that's my daily setup. Back to my weekly. I do have guides this week. So I will use a slightly coordinating one. And that's probably about it this week. Work is really crazy, but there's not a lot else going on. I don't think. No, that is about the only thing going on that is not work, which makes it a nice easy week to kind of prep for. Means I'll be doing lots as the week goes on. So tracker, where have I put my ruler? Didn't think I'd say that very often on camera. Ruler. So I'm going to try and crop it off if I can. There, that's the one. And work bottom up again. So tracking my planning routine, tracking Instagram, tracking my scripture writing. That really does switch my head off. That's the main. I've actually kept it up this month because it switches my head off. I need to check in with my eyes and oh yeah, I really do want to try and get back into the habit of doing miracle morning routine, but it is proving challenging. I'm definitely more of a night owl than I am a lark. Although now it is the summer, I think I'm going to try and get back into the habit of doing miracle morning routine. But it is proving challenging. I'm definitely more of a night owl than I am a lark. Although now it is the summer, I think I'm going to try and get back into the habit of doing miracle morning routine. But it is proving challenging. well, it's not summer, it's still spring, but the days are getting longer. It is lighter in the mornings, meaning there is more chance I will get up. So I can get into good habits now, then that bodes well going forward. So I have reduced my tracker quite heavily from last week, because it was just too big last week. That's much more focused. And then I really liked having a box just to put things I want to focus on for the week, or things that I want to do at some point this week, but not necessarily on any particular day or anything like that. So it is just a box. There's nothing fancy about it, but the advantage with a lot of full kits is you do get one header that just says this week, and that's like a nice, tidy, neat part. Only other thing that I normally put on my weekly spread is the RE unit that we're on, just for sort of like keeping an eye on it. And I'll go with, let's go with this one here. I'm going to pink up there yet. And we are still on Easter. Which is super duper exciting. There was a touch of sarcasm in my voice then, honest. Days down the side. I'm not going to fill in anything for work because it is ridiculous what's going on next week. There's all sorts of things happening during the days as well, so some of that will probably get blurred out on Instagram. But I like having everything centrally, which is why I really love this planner. So there we go. Saturday, Sunday. Are we over? Oh, we're not a half an hour yet. I thought it was going to be a half-hour video. So I think I'll leave the weekly spread as it is. I'll go back and fill everything in as and when. The dailies I'm pretty much happy with. The only final thing I want to do is I'm going to go back to my deluxe mini sheet and pinch another weekend banner, because two come with the deluxe mini kits. You get an extra one on your deluxe add-on. And just going to pop it there at the top. And last but by no means least, just run colour along the bottom as well, because again I like the effect and for no other reason than that. Now I have not used that many stickers at all this week. There's loads left in the kit, so just to recap, I've used this sticker and this sticker from the deluxe mini kit, and then if we go through the rest of the kit, I've still got all of my icons down here and flags, and I've still got all these huff boxes because these will go in my B6 inserts when I get around to using them. I've still got all of these. One of these weekly trackers may end up in sort of like my notes type section with like my scripture prompts or something on it. Let's stick this little deco in there to fill up that space. So obviously event labels, deco, things like that. I tend not to use habit trackers on these spreads unless it's the holidays. Loads of boxes left. So these quite often get used over the weekends or in the evenings if something's happening over an extended period, or they end up on my daily sometimes as well. These will end up in my B6 insert, I know that as well. Headers, full boxes, and then we've still got some washi stuff as well. So there's loads left over. I believe this kit is still available in Anna's shop, so I'll link it below for you to have a quick look at. Obviously, follow me on Instagram to see how it fills out. I haven't posted this week that much just because I did get a little bit behind. Oh no, I just ripped it. Oh, I'll fix it in a minute. I did get a little bit behind this week just because going back to work was absolutely manic, so I haven't posted much about it. But I do have, running on Instagram at the moment, a giveaway. I've crossed 500 followers on Instagram, and this week, very excitingly, 500 subscribers on YouTube. And it was my birthday last weekend, so I decided to do a giveaway of this lovely kit here from Beth Designs, which I will show you in a moment. And the wonderful Rachel has also agreed to donate £10 shop credit to a lucky winner. So I have got the headers for you. You get the Penguin Joe sampler, as you do with all the kits, and then 4 boxes, date covers and washi strips, your littles and boxes, ombre checklists, functional sheet, and washi and deco. This was a relatively recent release and was a redesign of a kit that Rachel had probably about 2 years ago now. The original was the first kit I ever bought for a planner, so that's why I've given this away, because it's got like a little bit of personal touch in there. So the information of how to enter on that is on my Instagram, and it is open internationally as well if anyone is interested. Oh, I've just thrown my Tipex mouse on the floor. So that's this week, guys. Hopefully I will be back with a planned bullet journal video like I'd originally thought next week. As always, any questions, any queries, anything you'd like to see, leave a note below or comment on Instagram. And in the meantime, happy planning.